So I'm gonna show you our preferred charger for Mate Bike. I don't know if it's called Mate Bike X or just Mate Bike. It's the one with the 48 volt battery. We prefer to use our modular chargers. They are 48 volts, 3 amps. And they're really good quality. They're fanless and still high amperage charger. And with this you can charge your Mate Bike in like 5 to 6 hours, which is actually the standard charge rate. However, they do not come with RCA, they come with XLR and DC, so we have to change them to RCA to be able to make them work on Mate Bike, which has some kind of Chinese RCA clone, which usually stops working. And we have looked for good RCA connectors for several years, and we have recently found this, which are gold plated and really high quality. So we offer these chargers also to Mate Bike customers in Sweden at the moment. We will maybe try and ship them in Scandinavia. We are looking into postage options for mainly Finland, Finland, because they actually speak Swedish, a large part of the population, so they find our web shop. But it would be quite unnecessary for us to ship to other countries unless they can actually find our website in Swedish. So Finland is our biggest priority, but since Mate Bike is Danish, from what I recall, we can also probably send this charger to Denmark. They weigh less than 100 grams, so they're quite easy to ship, but it will be a little more expensive than shipping them inside of Sweden. I'm also gonna show you how to solder these RCA pins. The problem with Mate Bike is that they're using some kind of Chinese clone which does not have a metallic center. It has a plastic center which have been coated, most likely by aluminium. And since the Mate Bike charger is 3 or 4 amps, that's quite much, that's almost 200 watts, then the metal is melting away. So you should replace the charger before this pin breaks off and gets stuck in your battery. Then you have to change that one as well. So the black is negative and the white is positive, and we are gonna have them in a little bit different lengths. The middle one, this one is a screw terminal. The other one we're gonna have to solder. And they have this isolating cotton threads. I'm not sure why, but I'm guessing that these wires, this wire casing can hold up to 4 wires or maybe 5 wires, because they offer them with 5-pin XLR as well. So I'm guessing that's why they fill it up with cotton, so it will be sturdy. We're gonna pre-solder a little bit. Heat that one up. Heat everything up so that the solder melts, and wait about 5 seconds till it changes color, and then wait one more. Now you have a really good solid connector, and this should be able to handle a lot of amps. Definitely the 200 watts on the original charger and about 160 in our charger. Come on. There you go. Now it's properly inserted. So now it's sturdy and they're well isolated. If you don't have your heat gun on, you can use a little bit of silicone. That's actually what some companies do, like Transex and Promowec. Just a little bit. It takes like 2 or 3 days for this to harden, but it will make sure if you twist the plug a lot, it will not loosen. It's a little yanky, but it works. So I really like these plugs because, like our XLR connectors, it's very easy to just screw these ones on. And here you're actually supposed to have this piece beneath here, but I do not like that. So I just cramp them a little bit together. And then you have this ring. But still, the outer casing is still negative. So you do not have to worry, that cover is just for the positive terminal. That's it. Before you plug in the charger, it's a good idea to check the connectivity and make sure it's not short circuit. So, you hear that beep? We should not hear that beep when we... No, it's not a short circuit. As you can see, this is the negative and this is the case. So everything here is actually the negative side. That's usually how they do in contacts, have the outer case. Sometimes even in XLR. The outer case is the negative. But this one looks really nice. It fits very well in the mate bike hole, which is very tight. And it's gold plated, really high quality. Check the voltage and the polarity as well. Oh, now we're gonna measure voltage mode. And we can put this anywhere on the outside of the case and on the middle pin. Yes, and modular charger is not stable, it's trickling, so but we can still see that the charge volt is about 54.5, so that's really good. So even if you short circuit this, the modular charger won't be damaged because it's trickling and it won't activate any amps until there's actually a load on here. So really high quality charger that we can ship probably in most of Scandinavia. You can ask us and we can try and ship this really cool, really good charger with the RCA connector for a mate bike. But also check the connector on your mate bike, because in many cases when this one breaks, the connector in the mate bike also breaks. And we do not have RCA connectors for battery cases because they are specially made for those. This is the kind of RCA plugs that we can get a hold of, and they are for audio because that's what they're manufactured for. But when they're used in e-bikes, they have to be modified. And if you've seen RCA charger for e-bikes, you know that this pin is a lot shorter. And at this side, you can see almost all the top is covered in the outside terminal. You cannot have that in an e-bike, because then it's so easy to short circuit it. If you touch it like this, then it's a short circuit, so you cannot really use them in e-bikes. But we have found a version that is actually plastic on the top that we gonna look at, but you can probably use them if you don't have anything else. We can include one of these for free. They match this one perfectly, and they are also gold plated and very high quality and should be able to handle the about 160 to 200 watts that both our and the mate bike charger produces. But still, it's easy to short circuit if you enter this one in the wrong way, because this one is not supposed to have any charge at all when it's made for audio. So let us know, we can just put one in here in the box, red or black, your choice. But that's all I have for you. Okay, here we have, this is from an actually e-bike battery pack, and as you can see, the inner ring is a lot more isolated from the outer ring in this case, so you cannot really touch the outer case and the inner terminal at the same time, because this one is actually from a Shan battery case. You see it has been modified to have a bigger inner ring.